Trust me, you don't want to miss this story. In 2017, a 20 years old girl met a man that was 29 years old. How did they meet? She was a student, she was a polytechnic student in her ND2, and she was house hunting because her caretaker all of a sudden quitted all of them out from the house. And she had a friend who lives abroad, a guy. So she was house hunting and they happened to be chatting, and she was like, Guy, I'm looking for house. We've been quitted out of our house and I don't even know how to find house urgently. And the guy was like, I have a cousin in the city where you are and he has lots of houses and he might have a space for you to rent. As a matter of fact, he just finished one building. And the girl was like, oh, please send me his number. So he sent her the number of the guy. Now, she called the guy and was like, please, I need house. And this person sent me your number. And he was like, okay, this is the house. This is where it's located. This is how much. And the girl paid because she was just so desperate. I said, okay, I'm going to bring you the key later in the evening after business, at the end of business day. So, but he wasn't able to do it. This girl kept calling, something came up and he couldn't bring that key that day. So when he got back at night, he called her and he apologized. And I said, I'm sorry, I left you stranded, but I had a good reason and I'm going to try and make it up to you. So the next day, after he took the girl to go and see the house and gave her the key, he just said, okay, let me make it up to you. So let me take you out to eat. So he just went to a nearby restaurant, nothing to, just casually, just took her to a nearby restaurant and they bought food and they ate. So while eating, they were discussing and he figured that him and the girl, they had similar interests. And there was something the girl was so much into that he has interest in it, a particular line of business. And he was like, okay, you could actually help me with this and I can help you with it. So let's just keep in touch. So they continued their friendship. And sometimes she will even visit him and they'll spend time together. So one day he asked her out and she was like, we're not going to last 2 weeks because to her, she was like, look at you, look at me. Like, you are a fully mad man and you're just 29 and you are mad. And I'm just a student. And she was just thinking it's not going to work and they're going to end up breaking up, or maybe he was just going to sleep with her and it was going to end. And I said, okay, since you're going to challenge me, let's get on it as a bet. And they just jokingly, that was how they started dating. So they started dating. She will always visit him, but whenever she's writing exam, he will tell her, don't come to my house. If he's coming back from work, he will buy her everything she needs, fruits, anything that can help her concentrate, because he was so encouraging. He will support her, he will encourage her, he wants her to stay focused on her education. So he was just like a perfect man, like a keeper. So this continued until the girl will always pass her exams, and he always have this challenge, like, if you get a number of A's, I'm going to give so things. That's how he used to do. So it kept the girl encouraged to always study hard, and he kept to his promises. He would buy her different things, maybe phone, clothes, or give her money whenever her results came out. Now after her ND2, she said she didn't want to go for HND, she wants to go for degree. So she wrote JAMB, and luckily she got admission out of state and she left the state. Now, when she got to the new place, this guy was so conscious to keep her company because she was in a new environment and she might be lonely. So he will always call her. They will always talk. He would talk her to sleep and wake her up. Like, he was so sweet that you can't even believe that this is someone that is at this level. And let me tell you something else. They never actually had sex. Because at the time they met, the girl was a virgin. And he didn't want to take advantage of her, and she wasn't ready. So the relationship was strictly very pure, sweet, and nice. So she moved, and they kept talking, and they kept talking, and they kept dating for years. And she would always visit him. And later he relocated to Abuja because he expanded his business, and he relocated. So she would always visit him from school. She would go and visit him in Abuja, and they kept, their relationship was okay. Then sometime in 2020, this was 3 years into their relationship, the girl called him, and remember during Corona, and was like, hello babe, I'm not feeling fine. And he was like, babe, let me call you back, I'm busy. So she felt okay that he dropped the call, but he didn't, because she called his small line. You know how businessmen used to have small phone and have a big phone. So he threw the phone into his car pigeonhole, that hole in the car. And later the girl started hearing voices and was like, babe, are you talking to me? Then she realized that someone was entering the car and he wasn't talking to her, he was talking to another lady. She was shocked because the kind of conversation they were having was kind of dirty. So she just She was shocked and sad, so she picked up her other phone and she recharged her line, the one she was calling me, so she can stay on that call forever. So she stayed on the call. He did not know, so she was listening to all their conversations, and it was crazy. So until they got to the restaurant where they are going to, and I assume they were going to eat. So after, like, she ended the call, and later I guess he saw the call history that oh god, this thing is too long. So I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to make it part 2.